Namaskar. Today I'll introduce you to one of my close friends, Dr. Mayur Hazarika. You must be knowing him. Mayur got the All India 5th rank in the Civil Services Examination 2022. So first of all, I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to you, Mayur.
Thank you.
For your grand success.
Thank you.
And I must also tell you that Mayur is perhaps the first person from northeastern India to have bagged such a great rank in the prestigious examination, isn't it, Mayur?
Yeah, it's supposed to be so.
Okay, so today in this video we would know from Mayur his journey of preparation, how he managed to get a very good rank in the civil services, and what was his strategy of preparation. So let's start with prelims. How exactly you started and what motivated you in fact to start preparing, and after you started, how did you take the first step? Did you prepare for prelims, mains and interview in silos, or was it a preparation done at the same time?
For me, it was mostly an integrated approach. I prepared for prelims and mains with the basic resources being the same for both stages. However, what I felt was that the amount of input that needs to be given for the mains is different than the one which is expected in the prelims.
Yeah, of course, yes.
So what was the strategy was that once I finished the basic books, I kept on revising them. My basic strategy was to revise them a lot many number of times.
Yeah.
And eventually I used a number of techniques like active recall and spaced repetition and all. So that was basically my strategy for prelims. While for mains, the strategy basically relied on using the same resources,
right,
but then doing some sort of value addition so that the answers can be improved for mains.
Right. So now many people have this question that what are the books that you need to study. So could you just tell quickly as to what you studied, or which are the sources you referred to for polity?
Lakshmikant.
That's the basic. I mean, everyone does it. For geography,
PMFIS.
PMFIS. Okay, so that's a new emerging source.
Yeah, most of my resources are very atypical, I would say.
Atypical. That's great. I mean, your rank is a testimony to that fact. Then we have history, modern Indian history.
There was a book by Sonali Bansal and Snehil Tripathi, sir. Magro Hills.
Okay, Tata Magro Hills.
Yeah.
Sonali?
Bansal and Snehil Tripathi.
Snehil Tripathi, right. Then ancient and medieval.
Once again, Magro Hills, Punam Dalal Dahiya Mem's book.
Okay. The art and culture portions?
That was, I was taking coaching, and mostly it was coaching related material.
Okay. And environment and ecology?
PMFIS.
PMF. And lastly, economics?
Coaching material.
Okay. And how did you cover the issues of current international and national importance?
Well, my current affairs preparation was kind of messy. It was not very well streamlined. But some days I used to go for newspapers, some days I went for daily current affairs. But mostly I would say that it was at the end like prelims compilation before prelims and mains compilation before mains.
Okay. So when you got through in the prelims, what was the first thing that you did for mains? Was it a test
initially series? Okay, with test series, once again my approach was very atypical. I did not give a lot of test series.
Okay.
In fact, I wrote no test series between prelims and mains. Not a single test paper. Yeah.
Okay. So how exactly then did you tackle it?
I relied much more on value addition rather than writing answers. Like for a lot of students, the main issue is with time management. But coming from my medical background, I knew that that won't be an issue for me because I'm used to writing lengthier answers within very short period of time. So having left that issue aside, I knew that I just need to make my answers better. So that was my primary focus. After prelims, my primary focus was on value addition for mains and optional.
So what were the basic resources you used for mains? Because it's pretty much current
the
affairs.
The basics are the same as the prelims. Added to that were mostly facts, statistics, case studies, whatever is available on the online platforms. Went through a lot of pages on Wikipedia and all to add some sort of whatever could be used for the answers.
Right. Okay. So what was your optional?
Anthropology.
Anthropology. Okay. So how did you really go about it? Did you take a coaching for that?
No.
Coaching. Oh, that's
coming
great.
from medical background, a lot of biological anthropology portion was very natural to me. For the social and other portions of anthropology, I used whatever the resources are available on the market. Added to that IGNU material, EPG Pathshala material, and whatever resources, like used all of them to come to one comprehensive resource.
Did you have any specific strategy for the essay paper and the ethics paper as well? Or was it that you simply used all the knowledge that you had acquired as part of your general studies preparation into the essay?
Yeah, it's the second part, the later one.
Okay. So more or less, I think everyone does it like that. I mean, you already get to know a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
As part of your preparation.
Most of the anecdotes that I used were from mostly GS-based things, and like I wasn't preparing specifically for essay because the first essay that I wrote was the India exam itself. I did not practice a single essay beforehand. I went there and just did it. So mostly it was knowledge based on GS.
Okay. So now that brings me to the next question. Ethics, as I was asking. What exactly did you do for ethics? Like, if you ask the 561 OTs who are undergoing training right now, I think pretty much everyone will have his or her own way of tackling ethics. Because you get a lot of leeway to write your own answers or to put across your own viewpoints. What exactly was your strategy there?
Well, my strategy was I went through a lot of theoretical ethics.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was not just case studies, but I also went through a lot of theoretical portions. Like there was this question on Ukraine war and ethics involved with it.
Right.
So there were two Latin dictums associated with it: jus ad bellum and jus in bello.
Yeah.
So those are the very specific things. Only those who have gone through like theoretical portions of war-related ethics, so would have known that thing.
Exactly.
So I had studied those theoretical portions. Added to that, for case studies and all, I think time management is the biggest issue in ethics paper.
Yeah, in the exam, I mean, you have to write a lot.
Yeah. Added to that, just as I have mentioned, coming from medical background, time was not a very big concern for me.
In fact,
I struggled with the ethics paper.
After the ethics paper, immediately Durga Prasad Adhikari Bhaiya, who got All India rank 162, both of us were discussing that perhaps it's both of us who actually managed to complete the paper, not to omit a single question.
Yes.
But later on, we got to know that majority of people who we spoke to had in fact left either one or two questions. So it was also lengthy this time, isn't it?
Yeah, especially the case
paper
studies.
Yeah. I mean, if I please correct me if I'm wrong. One of my observations is in the recent times, the length of the question itself has been increasing, which has also been contributing much to the increasing difficulty level of the papers.
Yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so how did you really go about writing the answers in the real test? I mean, the real exam. Did you start with question number 1 and then continue till the last question, or did you have your own approach?
Okay.
Like my approach was I started with question number 11. Yeah, did 15 markers first, then again jump to question number 1 to 10.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Okay. So, what are the merits that you really find in that strategy?
Well, I think that the potential to score higher marks is a little bit higher in the 15 marker questions.
Well, why do you think so?
Because the margin of marks, like in 10 marker questions, it would be if you write a very good answer, then you might expect 4 or 3.5 or 4.5. But if you write a very good answer in 15 marker question, then there is a chance that you might score 8. While if you write a very average answer due to time constraint towards the later part of the exam, you'll end up scoring just 5 or 6.
Right.
So those half mark, 1 marks, they all add up eventually.
One more reason is also that towards the end of the paper, while you're writing, towards the end of the paper, you actually find yourself in a situation where your arms are paining.
Yeah.
You have the pressure of the club
lot
running,
more
you're running against
constraints.
time. Yes, so in that sort of a scenario where you are under a tremendous pressure, it's easy. I think it's comparatively easier to tackle 10-marker questions
Then
than
15
15
markers.
markers. Right. Okay, so now mains is more or less over, and you have managed to find your name in the list of candidates called upon for the personality test. So, first of all, how did you go about preparing for the personality test?
I was preparing throughout till mains from Assam itself.
Okay.
And I came for the last stage, the personality stage, to Delhi.
Right.
Because I was not in the habit of speaking a lot of English or Hindi in the last 7-8 years. So I realized that I need to pick it up soon. And I came here to give a lot of like mock test and all. I gave a lot of mock tests. I think I gave around 11 or 12 mock tests.
Oh, that's
Mock
quite a number.
interviews, yeah. Because my interview was in the 3rd phase.
Okay.
So it's like क्या ही करते हैं मतलब.
Yes,
better
you
to
have
give
time,
them,
so
yeah.
yes, that's also keeps you in
Keeps the
touch.
confidence,
Right.
yeah. And so that's what happened. And mostly I relied on newspaper reading, and I had a close group of friends, like 2-3, and we used to discuss whatever the current affairs was of that day. In the evening we went on Google Meet, and then we used to discuss. We all put our point of view, and then finally we all came to one common conclusion that if this type of question comes, then this is how we are going to tackle this question. So I think this exercise helped a lot in the interview stage, and I think that was key towards my interview score.
Right. I think you have a brilliant score.
Yeah, it's 193.
It's quite a number. Whose board did you face?
It was Honorable Smita Nagaraj ma'am.
Okay. So what were the kind of questions that you faced? Was it all expected along the expected lines? I mean, on the DAF that you prepared? Or was it again out of the box? Something that you had to immediately think of and synthesize an answer then and there and then speak?
Since my first preference, service preference was foreign service.
Right.
So most of my questions were revolving around international relation.
Okay.
Like even if the topic is kind of social, the question was asked in an international angle with an international. For example, there was this protest going on by women wrestlers during that period.
Yeah.
So the question I was asked was, how does it affect India's image? And some people say that India's image is affected. Do you agree with this or not?
Right.
So it was given an international relation type angle. Most of the questions were such that I had to think of it like immediately. However, a couple of questions were on expected lines. For example, there was this right to health bill going on during Rajasthan, and coming from medical background, I knew that this type of question might be asked. A couple of questions like that, but most of them, like 80%, were very spontaneous.
Okay. So after you found your name in the coveted list, what was the immediate feeling like?
Yeah, it was almost numb. I could not feel anything. I checked the list, and I was about to type my name, but then saw it quite above, and I saw it's 5. I called my mother and said that it's 5. Then my mother started getting emotional, and I said, no, wait, this might be a fake PDF. I don't believe this is. So
This Manesa fake PDFs is quite disturbing these days.
Yeah, because people were saying from the previous day that please beware of fake PDFs. There might be some fake PDFs circulating and all. So I was like, yeah, ye to nahi ho sakta, just chill. But anyways, came to know very soon that it's
the real
correct.
one.
Yeah. So life has been very changed. Like has changed greatly after that.
So enjoying training?
Yes. Can't complain.
Can't complain, yeah. But admittedly, it's an enjoyable phase in
yes,
life.
exactly. Like,
So
what would people not do? What would thousands of people not do to be here at this moment, right? So
yes,
we need to be very grateful.
Very grateful. Yes. What would be your message to the people, the aspirants who would be watching this video?
I would say that firstly, stay patient, and because this is not a overnight process,
Right.
it's a cumulative process you develop over a period of time. Secondly, is that keep on revising. For me, revision was the key, and I did not compromise on it. And thirdly, best wishes for them. hopefully we will see him in future.
Okay, best wishes to all of you from me as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.